Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the Carpetania campaign. Last time we invaded a bit of an unexpected adversary, the tribe of Gymnasia over on the Belarides Islands. Not exactly the most geographically obvious target, but they were diplomatically very isolated, and although they did put up a respectable fight and forced me to make full use of my levy and a pirate fleet to get me over there, we did eventually defeat them and conquer the territories, incorporating them into the growing federated tribe of Carpetania. Now, the situation that we were in the previous episode that resulted in us picking such a random target, the fact that all of our neighbors are in giant defensive leagues with each other, continues to be a problem now as we look for our next target. We do have nearly our full manpower recovered. We have a fair bit of money ready to go, including for mercenary hiring purposes. War exhaustion and AE are both nearly at zero, and our stability is climbing back up. Now, something else I wanted to take a look at. I know that we're not on a very natural kind of a pausing point, as we are a little under a year away from the 15-year anniversary in game of the campaign beginning, but wanted to take a quick look and double check and see how things are looking on Codify State lands. And it looks like here we're going to need 50 centralization, which is nearly as much as we need to start the reform, incidentally, so we still, of course, need that. And we need 40 territory civ level in Toletum, along with the other resources we'll need to actually start the thing. In Toletum, what do we have here? We've got 18.33 with a current max of 36, so we are quite a ways away. I think having built the academy is helping, as we're getting that plus 0.01% monthly civ change. Let's see here. Yeah, it is really not very fast. I could build more academies to speed that up. Now, if I had gone for coin minting initiative, that would help a little bit more, but I do think the commerce income bonus from barter economy is ultimately better. And once we get to Hillfort initiative, of course, we're going to need that for the law anyways. So, all things considered, being able to get the decision in time before we reform, it's going to be a little tight, but I do want to do it as it does give a permanent bonus over to Toletum, which I think is worth it. Now, this also has popped up, Glass of Tucci. What is this? The glass that is made in Tucci brings trade ships to this island, which is responsible for causing a great deal of good things to happen to our people. We should make every effort to expand our production of this valuable trade good. Is this something related to the islands? It is, actually. Okay. So to get this, we have to have Tucci be a city, 50 population, have at least 4 goods locally, and no building slots remaining. And this place does produce glass, naturally. Okay, this is just a historical thing. That's going to be like a late game thing to get, because Tucci is not exactly a priority for making a city right now. But good to know that that is something we've got access to. Right, as for the reform itself, we do still need 60 centralization for that, along with the requisite stability, but we are on the way there. Now, Bracusa does have his 2 sons. They're both nearly of age. Bertomaris and Maraganos are both 15. And let's see, Bertomaris is dumb, right? Reduces his finesse, but increases his loyalty. And his brother Maraganos is loving and good-natured. So I suppose that's okay. We'll see if these 2 boys end up becoming interesting characters for the nation. If we can become a kingdom with Bracusa still as our leader, he may become the first king, and then his sons will actually become the first. I'm not sure how it works with them being twins. This is going to create a bit of a succession problem. So we'll see what happens with that. We're already spotting a possible issue there. Either way, as for where we are going to attack next, as I think we do have sufficient resource recovery to do another attack. We do have that claim on Diniquia ready to go, but they would be bringing in a number of powerful friends. Yeah, let's see here. They bring in Termodicia, they bring in Arawakia, Bletonicia, and Tithia. And we could also just attack Tithia, which would bring in a smaller version of the same coalition, because Diniquia also has an alliance with Bletonicia. Just attacking Tithia, which would make sense in terms of territorial expansion, still brings in Arawakia, Diniquia, and Termodicia, which might be fine numbers-wise. Let's take a look and see. 31 Celtiberi, 49 Celtiberi, so what's that? 40 and 40, it's 80 integrated pops. 90, around 100 integrated pops, around 125 integrated pops. So we are definitely outnumbered here. We're going to need mercenary support for a war like that, because we've only got about half that number of integrated pops. Man. Not to mention that this kind of war, peace deal-wise, would be a little chaotic. This involves multiple different regions. It's Tarraconensis and also Galakia, which we could actually conquer territory, and including that Daniquian territory wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But I would kind of prefer to focus on advancing my mission tree, as I talked about before. The Low Britannia missions, I think, would be good to attend to. And if I'm able to squeeze in the city missions over here, in particular this one, to get this nice modifier onto Letum, and the other cities would be nice. And this one here gives Carpetania a really nice permanent modifier too, so could be worth waiting a bit in this mission in order to get these modifiers. I think with that in mind, this northern war could also just be about trying to tag delete 4 tags to get 4 sets of nobles to sell into slavery in order to get additional money to fund our city construction, as we do have a fair bit of political influence stored up, so we might be able to just go for it once we get the money. But then the problem is we're going to spend a lot of money in order to hire mercenaries to do this war. It's hard to say how likely that is going to be. Let's see. If we were to go south against Montesania, they would bring in Contestani and also Deitania, all of which is in my home region, so I would like to conquer all of this anyways. What's the numbers like here? Alright, 20 plus 43. So we're looking here at around 100 integrated population, which is definitely a bit less than the northern offensive. And I think if we were to walk directly into Mentessa immediately, we might keep the Montesanians from raising their forces. But even with that noted, I still would need to hire mercenary support, given that Contestani is quite populated, and even by themselves are comparable to my integrated population strength. So, that's the other way to go about doing it. I would still have to fight Garamania later anyways, and they would bring in Catatubia, which is not exactly what I want to see. Catatubia is quite intimidating. Yeah, these guys have almost 100 integrated population just by themselves. Okay, I think with all that noted, let's see, these guys are fighting this Greek colony. I guess I could attack these two. I do have a claim. No, they have a claim on me. I don't have a claim on them. Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah, these guys are fighting the Greek colonists. They'd be a little distracted and possibly an easy target, but no claim on them. And I wouldn't have access to the War Council until 470. All right, let's go after... let's try to advance further down here, as I do need to get Low Britannia ultimately. What does this require? This requires Editania to be controlled. Okay, and that just gives me a PI. And this gives me a claim on Editania, though I'd have to fight Garamania as well. Yeah, let's attack southward. I don't really want to fight Calatubaya quite yet. Let's go after Montesania, so with that noted. Alright, let's prepare for that. Gonna need some mercenary support. Who do we have nearby? Also, what is my... We got 10 marshal currently, okay. Alright, you are... It would be kind of nice to have someone with a bit less martial, just to not need to worry about sacks being out of my control. Let's see, what do we have? 9 martial for you, anyone crazy, 7 martial, 10 martial on you. And any of these could also have sort of subordinate clan chiefs that are a bit better martial-wise. We need to keep that in mind. I think going for an infantry-heavy army, like with sort of what we did before, we could hire this force. I don't remember if this was the force we hired before, or if we hired a force from around here that was of similar composition. I mean, we could just hire the 12 martial just because. That being said, let's see, 1, 2, 3. 3 sieges in total. We would save a fair bit of money if we hired the more cavalry-oriented force. And we don't need to necessarily do any assaults, but it would give us more strategic room. I think if we're going to hire mercenaries, we may as well hire a mercenary force that allows us to do these assaults. We could also hire a smaller infantry-oriented mercenary force. This is kind of cutting it in the middle. It's cheaper as well. I mean, this would probably be enough, especially if we hold Mantisania at their capital and prevent them from raising their levy. I think my levy... And also we should keep in mind I can now get 2 mercenary companies because I am a regional power. So let's not ignore that. So what I can probably do is go for the riskier move that's cheaper, hiring this guy here. He has to walk over. Let me hire him now and then wait until he's at full morale before I declare. I'm going to hire this guy, which is an entirely infantry army, but it's a smaller force. It's 2.5k. 11 martial does make him better than my chief, but all of the places I'd be taking, this place probably survives a heavy sack. Well, maybe 4 is a little dire, but I'm worried about the stupid mercenary leader deciding to go for a heavier sack and then depopulating Mentessa. I guess I could just repopulate it if it came to that. Let me just double check and see in Invictus colonizing, what does this take? I get a little reminder of what is required for colonizing. Oh my gosh, please just show me. Man, I'm trying to remember if it was, because I keep forgetting Bronze Age Reborn, Terra Domina, and Invictus all handle the colonization mechanic differently, and I don't remember what Invictus needs you to do. Okay, well let's hope that this guy doesn't depopulate by killing 4 population. And then what about over here? 5 is safer. 5 is safer. Okay. Man, really frustrating. I have to even worry about this. I guess I could hire this force here that has reduced martial. They're about as far away. In fact, they might even arguably be a bit closer. Spearmen could be interesting as well. Not as good against heavy infantry, but better... yeah, so this would also be a stronger force, even though it's under less martial. Let me just hire the lower martial leader. This is a Greek mercenary company, not an Iberian mercenary company. Alright, it's also going to be a bit cheaper. Actually, no, that's not true. It's a bit more expensive, but I think this is worthwhile to trade off. And it has heavy cav and not light cav as the extra cavalry here. Alright, let's go ahead and hire Parmenid's mercenaries. Although first I'm going to increase army maintenance preemptively before I hire them. Alright. Okay, there we go. He's been hired. We now get some line of sight over here on what's going on. Interesting. So you head over here. And then I'm going to raise my forces, not quite yet, as the Berks will take a number of months to recover. And yeah, let's proceed. We're going to be in the red a little bit here, but that shouldn't be a problem. I'll let fort maintenance get turned on when the war begins. No, I'll turn on fort maintenance now, that's fine. Let's not play around with fort maintenance. I'm always tempted to play around with fort maintenance, really. Minor addendum. Taz, we'll take a look at the food situation in a moment. Taz Getius Wodenosis has suggested a small addendum to an often referenced law pertaining to the rights of the common folk. Should only be a small effort to push this through the clan council. Yes, please. 6 stability for 10 political influence is a phenomenal trade-off. Small investment couldn't hurt. I will take it. Alright, here come the boys. Once they arrive, I'll raise my levy to gain its morale up. How's my corruption situation looking? Wages are creeping up for sure. Got a little bit of corruption on you. Yeah, well, I'm reducing it as fast as I can here. That's probably a big source of it. In terms of my other officers, anyone have crazy corruption? Yeah, but that's from being corrupt. Can't do too much about that. What I should be looking at is the corruption. Oh boy, 20. Crafty, yikes. I should be looking at the corruption of my governors. That's where it's really going to matter. 5 on you. Is this a set thing? No, it's not. She just has 5 corruption built up from some reason. Or for some reason, I mean. What about you? 11 corruption. Extorting territory. Oh boy, really? That's a lot of corruption gain. Oh man, I kind of want to ask her to stop doing that. That's a lot of corruption gain. How much longer is she going to do this for? Looks like a while. I didn't notice this until just now. Yeah, this corruption gain on the Terraconessus governor is a bit problematic. I guess I could do sanctions when she has enough corruption. Yeah, let me actually wait and do sanctions, as I think that's going to be cheaper overall. And she's actually not going to lose any loyalty from this. She'll just, I'll just gain tyranny, which is not a problem at the moment. Alright, let's raise the levy. You lead the way. Put you on to shock action? Okay, I guess this is the composition we've got here. Alright, we got a cavalry army. What's the speed of this army, by the way? It's probably pretty fast. I mean, I guess it's as fast as its donkey, because it does have the donkey. Alright, you attach. Set you onto bottleneck. Nope, spearman in the front, heavy infantry behind, heavy cav on the side. Oh yeah, here's the rest of my forces. Didn't even think about them. Head on down, and we'll just quickly set you to be thorough. Give you a bit of tactic diversity. Alright. Okay, so these guys should... Who did they just add to their thing? Oh, they added Carpetania to the defensive league. Probably in response to me doing this. I mean, that's actually... Okay, Carpetania broke their relationship with Carpetania for some reason. I guess I could actually declare on Carpetania, which may have certain advantages. For one thing, I think I would like to cross the river and start sieging this right away. Let's see, Carpetania brings in how much? 24. They do bring in more than Montesania. This would allow Montesania, though, to get their forces raised. I could have my forces split and have one force come into Menteza to start sieging it. Once I control Menteza, I control... Yeah, I control the fort line over here and hold these guys back without them finishing a siege, which gives me time to wrap up in the west. If I'm able to run into Auratum and Mentesena simultaneously, I guess I could have my levy focus on one of these and then the mercs on the other. I think the mercs being on Menteza might be better. No, I want my levy to be on Menteza because of my higher marshal. I guess I could send Karasuna over with the mercs to... But then, yeah, the mercs actually getting an assault here and sacking it wouldn't be a problem because there's more population here. Or it'd be less of a problem, at least. This is an interesting situation. I think getting Auratum sacked as fast as occupied as fast as possible is actually pretty important. Let me reorganize how I'm doing this. So I'm going to have my main force attack Menteza, given the fort coverage. I'm glad I built these forts when I did, because the fort coverage will protect me in a big way. Unless everyone gets access through Carpetania, which they might do anyways, me controlling Menteza will force a battle over here, as otherwise the fort coverage completely blocks them. Well, they can slip through over here, I suppose, which isn't great. But they're unlikely to go to Libes-Sosa and then walk right by me while I'm at Menteza. They would probably want to attack me there. But then again, the issue is my army at Menteza is not going to be strong enough without the mercenaries to ward off Contestani and Dietania, which is what I might be dealing with. So I need the mercs to win a battle, or win a... This really does put me in quite a bind here. I could hire another mercenary company, but I don't have enough money for that. I would have hired a larger mercenary company if I knew that Carpetania had joined the defensive league. I should have checked that. I think if I have the mercenary company, which is mainly infantry, post up at Auratum, maybe under the leadership of the 110 Marshal Cav from Karasuna, and then maybe after one tick, do an assault, or maybe just do an assault immediately, get Auratum taken right away. The mercs will take some losses, but once Auratum is secure, the Carpetanian levy doesn't come in, and then we're freed up to come and join over at Menteza before everyone else arrives. But that's a risk, though. I still have to walk over here, and in the meantime, the other forces could arrive. But the other forces probably wouldn't include the Montesanian forces, because they would want to raise at Menteza. They might raise next to it, but then they'd have to go through Carpetania, or they'd have to attack me while the forces from the east attack me from the other direction from Sulika. It's going to be a really close call, but I might be able to pull something off here. I need to basically knock Carpetania out of the equation as fast as possible. Is there another way I could actually do this with this change? I could actually maybe ignore Carpetania and Montesania and actually run in towards Ad Aras first. It's an interesting idea, as if I were to basically start the war running this direction, the levies from Carpetania and Montesania won't necessarily coherently walk into the eastern area to join in with the forces there to form a strong army. Because when all the armies are split apart, because keep in mind, each of these 4 tags will have like 2 or 3 different levy armies. While everyone's disorganized, we're going to be safer. And I do have, I mean, I've got some serious exposure though with these capitals, but I do have a fort line nearby, so I might take some temporary losses at first, but my fort line will protect my core north of me. So I might have time to run in here and actually get things done in the east. But then the problem is, then I'm vulnerable to the armies all forming up over here and then just attacking me and overwhelming me with numbers. I think I do need to try to hold Carpetania and Montesania in place. This is going to be a really kind of close call here. What I might do, actually, and this is going to be a little strange, I'm going to send, let's see here. Yeah, I think the 9 marshals fine. Let me send the 2 light infantry. What am I doing here? Okay, you actually head to here. You disattach. I guess you won't attach, actually, and head to there. Okay. So we're going to have as much infantry as possible do the assault at Daretum to reduce the number of casualties, hopefully, and then our infantry block is going to run over to Menteza. And I think we do want the rest of our forces to walk into Menteza to try to hold Montesania from raising their armies. They might raise their armies next to Menteza, but they're not going to attack me. They're going to be too weak. I need to try to keep their main levy from being raisable at Menteza, just to keep them out of the war. Because if we can actually fully occupy with taking this fort before they raise their levy, they're not going to be able to raise their levy at all, and all of those forces are out of the equation. Then we're dealing with just these 2, which is manageable with the numbers that I've got. Alright, this has suddenly gotten infinitely more complicated because of these guys joining the defensive league. But I do have to say, I actually like how technically complicated these wars are getting because of the defensive league mechanics. Defensive leagues on their own as a mechanic are single-handedly forcing me to really think quite strategically about what I'm doing here. Alright, you guys all attach. Now, the other concern here is that this sort of cavalry army setup over here is not particularly well balanced. What do we have? We basically have 3,000 horses, half of which are heavy and half of which are light. So this is not, you know, this army doesn't slouch or anything, but it's a little, it's a little asymmetrical. And I am still concerned about what's going on over here. So we need to knock Aretum out of this war right away and then run over to join in. Alright, we got like the Schlieffen planned strategy going on here. Alright, let's just hope that these guys take a long time to get ready. And yeah, we just gotta hope here. This is a precarious situation to be in, but I don't see what else we can do here. We need to make advances here in order to stay on schedule with everything. So did I neglect to engage in any evil behavior? I did not. Good. So with this in mind, we definitely need our mercs to be at full morale in order to do the assault as soon as possible. So we're going to wait. A religious procession. A struggle between the religious echelons of our society and the peasants has recently come into light, as the populace at large feels like the religious ceremonies are inaccessible and distant. On the other hand, our high priest and his attendants demand the distance needed to do their jobs properly. An argument, the peasants have no right to the inner workings of our religious ceremonies. We could lose stability and gain closed temples, which will give us a very strong omen power boost and a loyalty boost with our very loyal high priest. Incidentally, what is our omen currently doing? National tax. Let's also not forget that in a few months we have to switch over our omen. I probably will stay on national tax, honestly. Not particularly amazing, especially with the stability loss. I think I'd rather go for this, honestly. Well, Country, same religion, happiness actually could be worth the omen power loss, as I'll lose that. This is basically trading money for provincial loyalty, which is a worthwhile trade, and more stability is good. And this is a loyal character to lose loyalty on. So the peasants are right, it is time to open the gates of the temples. Alright, a little bit of a tax hit, but it's not the end of the world. What is Tithia raising your forces for? These guys are fighting Wasconia and Casada. Ah. Okay. It's just Tithia fighting them. Oh wait, no. Is Tithia the aggressor? What in the universe is Tithia doing? And maybe they're going to call in Atawakia and they haven't done it yet. Even with Atawakia, this is a questionable declaration. All right, well, this would have been a perfect moment to attack Tithia, and we're a little out of position. So I'm going to stick with my plan, as I am nervous about this defensively growing even further. So I'll deal with Tithia a bit later. For now, we've got a plan. I'm not going to change course just because an opportunity has popped up there. I don't think I would need the mercs for that kind of war declaration either, for what that's worth, so... Well, actually I might, because they're still in the defense... Yeah, you know what? They're still in the defensive league, so I spoke too soon. Even with Tithia being involved in that war, it's not really a feasible thing for me to get involved in. Alright. Here comes the Wasconians. Yeah, I don't know what Tithia was thinking. They're about to get clapped. Alright. This is probably close enough. Okay, let's go and declare. We're going to declare on Carpetania because they're going to be the first one to fall, and they're going to hopefully be the hardest for the enemy coalition to retake. Okay, this is going to be a sort of technical... I'm going to slow this down. This is going to be a technically complicated war where I need to do this strategy kind of precisely. We need to rush in, assault Aretum as fast as possible, and then rush over to reinforce our siege at Mantessa, which I won't do an assault on until I've got morale recovered, because I don't want to lose even more infantry in these assaults than I will be as it is. So, declare war to take Lobitania. They're going to call in Contestani, Deatania, and Montesania. Yep. Here we go. You guys walk. I'm not going to have them follow each other because they're going to do funny stuff if I forget about that. You guys come in and hold Montesania in place, please. No funny business. Low Navy maintenance. Low Navy maintenance. There we go. That's fine. Even with all of my forts that I don't really need to be paid for, like the ones... Well, I guess the one over here I do want to keep paid for to protect the islands. But yeah, these forts need to be paid for. No doubt about it. We got ourselves a ticking clock, but we should be fine. As a last resort, we can always destroy buildings in Carpetania if needed, but don't think that's going to be needed. Alright, come on. Get this under siege. Okay, we're going to actually hit these guys as we arrive. That's actually perfect. Even with attacking into a plains fortress, this should be a perfectly fine battle, and we should be stack wiping those guys over there. We might stack wipe the Montesanian forces too. We'll see what we get. Alright, there is a very nice stack wipe. Okay, Montesania should be out of the war now. These guys should be defeated nice and quickly as well. Okay, there's another 500 force over there that's going to slip away, but that's fine. Okay, these guys are not on full garrison. I think we just... Oh, man. Lost a bit of morale. Let me... I could wait for the monthly tick. Since we actually defeated the forces, we might be okay to be a bit more conservative. I have to do now a total of 4 sieges, which might include multiple of them being assaults, so I kind of want to preserve... Let me get my morale up one more monthly tick. And I know I'm doing the opposite of the strategy I said I was going to do, but I really want to preserve my strength here as much as possible. We might also get a breach in the first thing over here, which would be nice as well. There's 500. Supply shortage over here. We're under blockade by the Contestanians. It's fine. I'm not too worried about that. Okay, what do we have here? 2.5k. That's not scary so far, but I'm about to be scared, so let's please get this wrapped up. What is the... Was that the entire enemy... Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm not so scared after all. Okay, I think... I thought they'd have a bit more than this. I was expecting like 6 cohorts at least. Well, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna complain. Get the tick. There we go. We may as well give it a few more days in case we get the breach, which would just save me a lot of strength. No, we didn't. It was worth it to wait. Let's order the assault. This should be fairly unproblematic. They're going to siege me up here. That's fine. It's fortified. Okay, come on. Alright, the siege of Aretum is 1. How much damage did these guys do? These guys, of course, ransacked it dramatically. Alright, now we're going to split away the cav. Fast mover to grab these provinces over here. Everybody else, run immediately over here. Actually, run to Kaput and then be ready to join in so that they can recover in my territory faster. That's the way to do it. Alright, I think the plan is working so far. Whew. This is a little dire, or a little dicey, but we should be okay. They were thinking about it. Oh, man. Attacking in planes with my giant cav army might actually not be the worst thing. They might be hesitant about this, but I'll be arriving nearby to reinforce them. So this is going to be a close call. They might make this attack. We've got the same marshal on their side. They got a 10 marshal character, but against heavy and light infantry, the light cav are good against the light infantry, and these guys are a counter to heavy infantry, so my army might have better composition, but it's still a close call. So, like, here, if I hadn't hired the mercs, I would be in trouble, even though their numbers aren't particularly scary, just because of the way this has worked out tactically. Like, come on. Come on, come on, come on. That shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, this force shouldn't lose a fight to these guys. Although they might come in after me, which could be awkward. I could just swing down and stack wipe them, which should be fine. Let me do that. We'll get them up the tick. Alright, we're going to catch them down here. These guys are coming in now. Okay, what do we have here? 3k right here, 1k over here. This force might survive, or, let's see. Alright, the game feels good about me. This force here might need to just run in while it's at low morale to reinforce the battle, which should be fine. Alright, this is one. Come over here and grab this, and then we'll run over here. The 3k coming in, this should be okay. We're attacking in planes. 23rd. This force here can then run over and join in, hopefully, as the battle is proceeding. Got full morale. More morale than they do. Come on. Just quickly stack wipe these guys and then run in. I said quickly stack wipe those guys and then run in. Right, there's the stack wipe. Just immediately run in here. These guys are coming in now, so we're going to be reinforced by a high morale, smaller army, and then that they're going to be reinforced. We're going to be reinforced by a low morale, larger army. Battle should be joined. Here we go. Okay. All right. This is a close one. I'd be hesitant about about this battle. I may have to pull back if needed. Come on. Just keep it together. This is them reinforcing at this moment. It's not going to be very good. Although they're only reinforcing with one light infantry, not with the cav, oddly enough. We're going to arrive in a few days. Now they're both coming in, 13th and 14th of December. We should be getting there around that time. I think our large, low morale army will win us the battle ultimately, but it's going to be a close affair. We are winning without the reinforcements coming in yet. Okay, 13th of December, perfect timing. Absolutely perfect timing. Okay, this was I was on the tip of that knife's edge right there. Look at that. Absolutely wild. Come on. Okay, we've got more Carpetanias coming in too. We're going to win this fight, even with the reinforcements coming in. They would turn it around, but then our reinforcements will arrive and turn it back around as well. Alright, this is one. You hurry over here. Come on. A couple more days. There we go. Alright. We should be in the clear. Yeah, we got the reinforcements now to win this battle. But this was a bloody, bloody battle right here. There it is. Alright. 1.4k, almost 1.5k, but we killed 2.3k, and we knocked them back, which is critical. And fortunately, most of our losses were in cavalry, because our cav army was the one who started the fight, which means that for sieging purposes, we're also going to get a stack wipe on these guys, which is phenomenal. I think I played that basically perfectly, like not to Not to brag, but I feel pretty good about that. There we go. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Beautiful. All right. Let's see if we can get this 14%. Brokusa falls ill. Brokusa Carusis has sent word that he has fallen ill. Perhaps if he is wealthy enough, he will seek treatment of his own volition. Otherwise, we can always step in if his condition worsens. He's got arthritis. Often dismissed as the natural decline of the body, arthritis was prevalent throughout the world. Stiffness, joint damage, and pain were among the common symptoms. That's too bad. Also, we are going to get 1st of January. There it is. Okay. Let's go ahead and call, I think, once again, for the national tax. Omen. I guess we could go for manpower recovery speed. I think we don't actually need that at the moment. We could also go for Trabaruna for the monthly ruler pop gain, but no, I think Nanta Suelta is the best of these 4 at the moment. No need to overthink it. Cannot do another war council at the moment. No, 5 more years for that. I think things are all looking pretty good. Okay, let's go ahead now. I guess I could just do an assault. I want to let my morale recover, though, first. It's actually pretty high now that I got the monthly tick. Let's do the assault now. We got plenty of assault power. Although I probably am going to win this fight soon anyways. I just don't want to lose the momentum. But once I take this fort, the momentum's in a good spot, in all honesty. And I kind of want to preserve my remaining infantry here. What do we have? Okay, we got basically 1 infantry, 1 light infantry, basically 2.5 spearmen, and then about 2.5 heavy. Yeah, we got some serious infantry damage. Let me actually do the siege manually and not do an assault here. I think assaulting would cost too much in infantry. We need to be a little conservative here. Also, let's reorganize, regather everybody together. Have to click past the army on top. Everyone attach. Alright, good. Just gonna keep everyone together for now. Alright, no need to be hasty here. I think we definitely have the initiative now. We don't need to rush. Food shortage is great. I guess I could do an assault now. We got... Well, let me wait for the monthly tick so I get even more morale, and we'll possibly do an assault. Guess we'll see. Now I've got a lot of PI built up. I'm going to need that PI after the war, and I may also use it along with the money to start a city construction in Carpetania. Alright, let's just wait and see in case we get a breach. Because if I get a breach, I'm obviously going to do an assault at that point. Alright, let's see what we get. Oh, we just won the siege. Perfect. Okay, good. Now this entire force, how do I want to handle this now? I think I want to head as an entire army back into my territory for 1 monthly tick, and then probably to add Palem to then either attack Elotana or add Addis. We'll see what we are dealing with here. Incidentally, for my mission, I don't need anything else. I could just get a peace deal over here, and then separately have a war with these guys, and that would be fine for mission, but I may as well take stuff in my region that I would want anyways. I mean, there is an argument for going for a smaller peace deal to save on AE, but I have plenty of AE room, to be honest. Also, did I run out of Divine Sacrifice? No, I did it recently enough. No, I didn't. Hold on. No, hold on. 100%. When did I do my Divine Sacrifice last? Okay, I've got about a year left. Then I'll do another one. All right, let's give it 1 monthly tick. Okay, good. We regained a little bit of strength. Okay, I think what we want to do is head to Elotana and just keep our forces together. My infantry on their own, probably a little vulnerable, so I just want to keep everyone together here, maximize our strength as much as possible, concentration of forces and all that. All right, in we come. And I might have, let's see here. I could leave someone to grab Ad Palom, but it'll just be retaken anyways if I grab it now, so let's worry about that later. Okay. There they are. Now I can't reach them because they're protected by Fort Zone of Control. That's fine. This force does not concern me too much. I think what I want to do, let's see. You know, oddly enough, Ad Adas has much less defensiveness. Can I just go straight here? This would probably be easier to do an assault on. Hold on. Yeah, it's got less defensiveness. They both have full garrison. Yeah, let me do an assault on Ad Adas, I think. Because then they're also going to be pushed north, as opposed to being able to be pushed over to the southeast. Alright, in we come. It's very slow going. One more tick. Alright. Let's see. I think I just want to do an assault right away. Yeah. Let's just get things moving here. Let's go for an assault. I guess I could give it one tick, but no. I just want to go for it. Although this might draw them into an attack. Let me wait a little bit to see if these guys do walk away. They're kind of thinking about it. Plus I might get a breach on the first tick, which would make my life much easier. What's my garrison like over here? 175. Not great, not terrible. Come on. Please give me a breach. Status quo. Just do an assault. Chewing through manpower nice and quickly. Come on. Just need to break through these walls. Is that a failed assault? Oh boy. Alright, not great. I think we just lost all of our remaining infantry. There's a little bit of a preemptive assault here, so now we will have to siege down the other fort manually, which shouldn't be the end of the world, but we did really badly damage this garrison. Come on. Supply shortage. We could attempt another assault to regain some morale, but with the loss of infantry, our assaulting days are over for this war. Alright. We're going to work on that siege. If we're in a siege race situation, it's not the worst thing in the world. We've got a lot more ground. But once they take this, they can then reach Toletum, which isn't ideal. Definitely isn't ideal. Under the guidance of Carpetania Carosa, Carpetania has gone from strength to strength. Some of our advisors are recommending the institution of a new tax in order that the national treasury might share in the prosperous era. Yeah, I think I'd be fine with 5 years of extra national tax. We actually are in the green now because of our loss of mercenaries, which is one nice side effect. Alright, let's see what we get here. Food shortage, come on. We got food shortage too. What are you guys doing over here? I guess they've got military access. I mean, once we take this, we can then walk over and actually fight these guys, which we probably want to do. I'm scared about having to siege out Elatana as well. They're going to have the room to reach Toletum. If I let Toletum fall in a siege, I'll be in big trouble. We may even want to leave a skeleton crew to go attack them preemptively. That might even be necessary to do it like that. Let's see how we get on the siege progression here. Defender's Desert is pretty good. What did they get? So we're running out of food. Come on. Status quo. Show me status quo. Defender's Desert. Alright, you know what? I'm getting jumpy. Let's leave behind. No, not like that. Leave behind 1 cavalry unit. to hold the siege down. All of you withdraw to try to knock them off of that spot there. And now that I'm worried they're going to win the siege while I'm walking over. It could happen, but not the highest chance in the world. But of course this is Imperator Rome, so the AI will always win every low chance roll that they get, because that's just how it goes. Also, do I have the strength to win this fight? I'm not even sure that I do without this 500 cavalry. I think composition-wise, I mean, we'd be defending in plains. I think we should be okay. This is a little dire. Alright, defenders desert. We are in trouble right about now. If they actually win the siege here, that's going to present some problems for my plans. I think doing the assault over here was a giant fumble. Shouldn't have done it like that. The cavalry first. There's not much you can do about that. Let's see. 1 cav, 2 infantry. And then so it's actually just the levy of Carpetania that arrives a day later. That should be okay. We also regained... I think we're going to regain 1 tick of recovery in my territory. That should help even the odds a little bit. Come on, just don't win the siege in the next couple of days. Oh, here we go. Alright. Battle is joined. Okay, we do have the numbers advantage. Okay. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. Whew. Oh my gosh, I got scared there for a second, folks. My Imperator Rome crown was slipping off my head as I was thinking about it. But no, we're fine. We had the composition advantage. Getting the recovery in my territory was clutch. Alright, we knocked them away, which is critical, and now run back over here to add us to get the siege concluded before they can knock my forces away to end my siege progression. Whew, oh my gosh. This is an intense one. But yeah, we are committing a ton of resources to this war, so we're going to go for a big peace deal. Going to go for a big peace deal indeed. Now the question is, do I want to enter into Baetica? No, I already have Baetican territory. What am I talking about? I wouldn't be entering into it. I already have Baetican territory. Alright, just go as fast as you can here. Just need to get here before any enemy forces recover morale and are able to come knock me away from Adatus, which they could do very easily with basically any forces. So now the problem is I have to finish the Adatus siege and then also win the Elatana siege. Without doing any assaults, because I just don't... Well, I've got a little bit of infantry, but Elatana is still going to be like a full siege I got to do from the start. But if we can just do repeat that and manage to knock them away from Egalesta once again, if it comes down to it, then we should be okay. Alright, come on. 5th of February. Good. Alright, let's get this going once again. We bought ourselves more time. You see, by the way, why I did so much planning. Like, this is just dire. We got a nice 4K stack now, right? 40%, please. Yes, alright. That's exactly what we needed. Okay, and now with that initiative, punch north, try to kill these guys in the plains. We are going to catch them. That's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then once we defeat these guys, if we can just... Oh, they got their morale recovery. That's a shame. But this should still be a perfectly fine fight. Or they escape in time? Okay. Great. Let's catch them over here. We do want to neutralize this army. Otherwise, it's going to be very dangerous for us. Alright, here we go. Absolute slaughter. They're very, very disorganized and damaged now. Alright. Not a stack wipe, but we did get a very good trade-off there. Now what we want to do is come down here, and on the way over, I'll have this force here actually stop here to take, because we need 500 to take Ad Palem. Alright, I think we have what we need now. We should be getting calls for peace pretty soon, to be honest. I may want to do Invoke Dewodio, especially as my tyranny is almost nothing. Let's do Invoke Dewodio. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah. And we'll be gaining a lot of tyranny once the war is done. I need to make my money back somehow. These guys are actually going to come here. Maybe we'll actually get a stack wipe over here. In fact, let me have you come down here in case we get a stack wipe situation. We'll see in a moment whether they unretreat over here or what happens. I guess they don't. Okay. We actually need these guys. Oh no, that's right. Okay. These guys are going to be blocked by this fort zone of control, so they can't reach my unfortified capital over there. That should be fine. All right, let me go ahead and, like I was planning to do, have you back up and grab Ad Palem. We're going to need to do this all manually. That should be fine. Meanwhile, these guys have just been under blockade for the entire time. All right. This is a little risky, but I think we're going to be able to just about get away with this. Alright, this will also keep them distracted by trying to retake Ad Palem. Alright, we're going to just about get away in time. That was a little risky for sure, but I'm glad I did that. Alright, Titulkia land. A dispute between the clans of Tinkomaris, Tutamalis, and Karasuna Wodonessa has arisen as both of them want certain valuable land in Titulkia. Both sides have their claims to the area, and supporting one of them over the other could end up with disloyalty from the spurned clan. Both of the clan chiefs have offered to support the nation with gifts if they are given the region. Tinkomaris Tutamalis has offered us more troops, while Karasuna Wodonessa has offered us some gold. Alright, so loyalty-wise, Karasuna is lower on loyalty, and I think I would like to have gold instead. I get 32 gold, and Titulkia in particular, which is a Carpetanian tile, in fact it's a future city location, gets a nice modifier for 5 months, extra local tax. I then lose loyalty on Tinkomaris, which is fine. The troop promises from that tile is not particularly useful either way. Could also just lose loyalty on both. Let me go for Karasuna. I think this is the way to do it. This will even out the loyalty situation a little bit, and we'll get some money and a good modifier on that tile. Karasuna Wodonessa's case sounds right. Alright. Very good. Alright. Numbers-wise, we should be completely in the clear, especially because they keep doing goofy stuff like that. Just need to siege this down. No more assaults. We have to do this manually, and just hope that the timing works out for us. They might do an attack on me, which should probably be okay. I'd be attacking in planes. Status quo. Ugh. I could hire a new mercenary company to come in, or fire the one that I currently have and hire a new one to save on money. But I don't think that's necessary. It's 100 gold when I could just wait. I think at this point we can just kind of progress slowly. It's painful, but this was a giant war, so it was going to be painful no matter what I did. If they retook that, that's fine. We could also end the war with a partial peace deal, but I do want to grab this territory anyways, as the rest of the stuff in the south is slightly untouchable Carpetanian land, which I will have to deal with later. Yeah, that they own this giant chunk of the region. But while I'm here, while I've invested this money and effort in, I may as well just get everything that I can. That is the way to do it, I think. Building up some nice PI in the bank. I know I don't normally have this much PI ever, but I'm storing it for a good reason. Right, they're trying to siege this down. We're in a siege race now before they get that. Not ideal, to be sure. Not ideal, to be sure. In fact, let me go ahead and, in order to try to entice them away from that siege, let me send you... Can you head here? You actually can. Let me send you to Ad Palem, and then we'll swing around to grab this, and then we'll go back on the siege. Okay, they are being enticed. Good. We can do some funny stuff with the AI. All right, let me do this. I'm going to babysit the situation, because I might be able to continually trick the AI into abandoning the siege and stop them from having a siege race with me. Wait for it to get near siege tick. Alright. Wait till they're both moving, and then I stop. Now, if I actually make the move and I get locked in, I would lose that force to a stack wipe. Well, maybe. It would probably be a stack wipe. At least it'd be at risk of one. So I can only do this at my own extreme risk. But losing this force wouldn't be the end of the universe. I still have the numbers, ultimately. No, this assault's out of the question. Plus the morale loss would be just too much damage. I guess I could just move the cab. It's probably safer to do it like that, because it's faster than the cab and the infantry. Okay, got some siege race shenanigans to end this war off. Always love that. Alright, 0%. Come on, supply shortage. Let's do a little bit of a... Yeah, that's right. Alright, we've won the siege race through some classic misadventure AI manipulation shenanigans. What else could we do? It's just how things always end up. Come on. This would be a lucky win. Nope, Defender's Desert, though, is good. We got one tick. Let me send over you as well, so I would have a force large enough to do a siege of the tile. Actually, let me do it like this. Deselect you two. Oh, this actually lowers my progression. This will pull them away. Alright, that's fine. It pushed them back, so that's fine. Okay, let's just finish this thing off here. We should win the siege race with no more trouble. I just don't have the strength to do an assault. There it is. Siege of Elotana is 1. Very good. It was not very badly sacked. Okay, now what we want to do is probably... Let's see. Regather our forces here. I could go and attack these guys. And this would probably be a... Yeah, this would be a win. Let's go and defend in the hills. This should be fine. We've got over 1,000 more than they do. You know what? Hold on. Let's do this the right way, actually, and have everyone follow one guy, so I don't give myself stack wipes for no reason. That would be the smart way to do it. There we go. Okay, now everyone arrives on the same day. Now we're not going to lose random forces for no reason. Right. They're going to actually get away in time. That's fine. Let's see. So now what we want to do, let's back up. No, let's split apart here. You detach, you head over here, the rest of you head to Ad Palem. Once we get this stuff, we should have the war score to end this war. Alright, they're gonna fully give up on the siege idea. That's fine. Don't know where they're going, but it's an odd direction. Alright, we're nearly done. Just need to grab this, and then we should be good to go. Peace imminent. Yeah, I know. Just give me a second game. 99 war score. Even, I could wait for this stuff, but I'm going to have enough war score probably anyways. I mean, this would be if I took all of everything, it would be a gigantic peace deal, so it may have some war score limit problems, but let's see. We'll see what we're dealing with in just a moment here. I'm just going to let them, I'm not going to bother fighting them. I'll preserve my strength. Okay. Okay, we're done. Sue for peace. Okay. Holy moly. Alright, so first and foremost, we definitely want to take the stuff in Lobotania. That is a clear thing. That's already 4 AE by itself. Oh boy, this is gonna be a lot. And then I probably do want to take the stuff over here in Baetica just to tag delete to Carpetania. This will give me borders with slightly more intimidating enemies like Turdulia and Carpetania, but that's fine. So for peace, give me this too. Already 7 AE just for that. Oh, Carpetania controls this down here. That's kind of random. I didn't even notice that. Okay, Carpetania won't be tag deleted, which actually deprives me of some of those nobles I could sell. I almost kind of want to go grab this just to get more money from selling nobles, but Carpetania will be isolated once their allies are tag deleted, so Carpetania will probably clean this up. I think it's probably fine. I don't want to bother actually walking over to get this. I'd be out of position. It'd be just a big slow down. So And getting this territory inside of Katobaya's territory doesn't really do much for me. Alright. 16 AE for this deal. 29 AE for this entire deal. Holy crap. We're going to be below 50, so that part's good. But this is a gigantic peace deal. And let's keep in mind, this is territory that is wrong religion and mostly wrong culture group as well. So we're going to need to take a chill pill after this, aside from a little war to just get our mission complete. But I think this is what we go for. We have to conquer this territory either way, and I'd rather just take it now and then recover than wait for another moment when I have to then spend money on mercs and fight a giant alliance. Not to mention, who knows who Katobaya is going to attack, and I'd rather not have to fight Katobaya until I'm actually pushing further into that region. Let's go for this peace deal. So we're going to leave behind this one territory down here, which is fine just because I overlooked it. I had no idea they had a little exclave out here. But this is a giant peace deal. We're going to, I think, add like 30 or 40% more territory to our nation. Oh boy, here we go. Alright, we will get 3 sets of elites. The Iberian local power of Carpetania accepts our generous peace offer. Alright, Carpetanian Lobetania to Carpetania, Montesanian Lobetania to Carpetania, Carpetanian Tordulia Orientalis to Carpetania, Carpetanian Beetica Cordubensis to Carpetania, Contestania Septentrionalis, and Contestania Meridonalis to Carpetania, and then Deatanian Contestania Meridonalis and Septentrionalis to Carpetania. Alright, we're going to go ahead and imprison everybody. Here we go. Let's go ahead and find and lower the mercenary company. Get out of my service, please. No, lower army maintenance. We're not going to do any goofy business right here. I could now go to war with those guys, but I probably want to recovery period. I mean, it's so tempting. I got my army raised right now. I could probably get away with this. Are these mercs under hire? What's going on here? Why is this being counted like this? I don't think so. They're not marked as being under hire. Okay. I also don't have a claim. Actually, I will get a claim now. You know what? Let me think over whether I want to do a immediate follow-up war against these guys. I mean, the AE might become a bit of a problem. And I'll also take a look at the mission and everything. But either way, that's going to be it for this episode of the Carpetania campaign. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.